Game shows sometimes are really fun, but also really dangerous. Today I'm reacting to some of the worst injuries that have ever occurred on some of the most fun game shows. Let's get started. Pee-whoop. Stephen Harvey. Oh, I just wore that exact same suit on stage at the HLTH conference, delivering little pearls of wisdom.
Tell me something you'd hate to have happen while you're making love in an airplane bathroom.
What did he say?
What did he say?
Things you would hate to happen while you're making love in an airplane bathroom.
Turbulence.
You accidentally went number 2 in the wrong direction.
In the wrong direction? What's the right direction of going number 2?
Makes sense.
Misfire.
He's saying a lot of words right now.
Number 2!
I'm sorry.
Oh! Did he just tase him?
He tased his ass.
We're gonna have to try harder, team.
A taser is pretty dangerous, but not for the reasons most people think. Tasers are dangerous because when you get tased, your muscles involuntarily contract, therefore you can fall and have a concussion, all sorts of brain injuries. The idea of your heart getting really impacted by a taser, unless it's some like incredibly strong taser, or it's really close to the heart, or you're doing it for an extended period of time, by the time the current actually reaches your heart, it's pretty weak and it's not gonna be able to do much damage. In fact, when we look at patients who have been tased and we look at their muscles enzymes, which are released when muscles are damaged, we don't see an elevation. So while the muscles are involuntarily contracting, we don't see damage to the muscles happening in most cases.
Unfortunately, Ash and Tony, it's time to see what the Celeb Booster 7000 does best.
Okay.
If you got it.
What is happening?
Oh, shoot!
Oh!
Oh, rounds!
Are these venomous? And I know to say venomous now, not poisonous, because everyone has left me a comment that I need to stop saying poisonous, because poison is what you take in by mouth. Venom is what happens when a venomous snake bites you.
God, I ain't safe.
For any bit of interest there.
So are these venomous?
Non-venomous.
Non-venomous. So they're chilling.
Oh my God.
Oh, she got eaten in the face! Right in the face! I mean, there's risk here. I mean, without even second guessing myself, infection, because you're creating an open wound. Even tetanus can occur here. And I know some snakes can lose a tooth and you can get a retained tooth in there. Woo! All our game shows that we had on our tour that I really hope you're coming to the live show November 17th at City Winery in New York City.
One of these triumphant arm waves dislocated Henry's shoulder.
No
When it was
way.
time to spin the wheel, his wife Alice had to do it for him.
Whoa.
As the show posted on Instagram, he won a trip to Hawaii and the ER.
That's incredible that he's fist pumping that hard that he dislocated his shoulder. There has to have been some prior history of dislocations, because when you have a history of a dislocation, you actually create ligamentous laxity. And when you have laxity in them, meaning that they're loose, the shoulder is more likely to pop out of the socket. And if your rotator cuff muscles and the musculature in that area, the stability muscles are not strong, that's another risk factor. So maybe we need to do some shoulder stability work.
Other contestants have hurt themselves.
No way.
in Price is Right.
Oh, I saw the ankle. I saw the ankle. I don't think that she tore anything, and I don't think she broke anything, because the mechanism of injury was pretty mild. But if she fell and did it that way, she could easily have an avulsion fracture on the medial or the inside portion of her ankle, because that deltoid ligament is so strong. Or as my nephew said in the Dr. Mike Nephew's video, the delta plate.
The delta plate is very strong and it won't bend. So it's a delta plate. You don't need to know.
Nobody's safe. Definitely not the announcer.
Oh, maybe you shouldn't run backwards with dress shoes on a treadmill. I'm pretty sure that's in the warnings.
And the host, well, Drew Carey is in constant danger of being hugged to death.
That show is more dangerous than I thought. I thought Fear Factor or something would be worse, or American Ninja Warrior.
The enthusiastic dedication of fan favorite ninja Michelle Warnke Burma seems to be unbreakable.
Whenever they say unbreakable, it's like they're jinxing the person that's competing.
Warnke seemed barely fazed when she was struck in the face on the ring swing.
Oh my goodness. I think she banged her
She
head.
did, I missed it.
On closer inspection, it was clear that she had a nasty cut just above her left eye.
What?
There was no
Do
time
you
to
see
waste
it?
cleaning up. Warnke
It's so
ended up
fast.
with both a glaring streak of blood and a huge smile on her face by the time she completed the course.
That's one of the hardest challenges right there, doing the half pipe. I did that on Tough Mudder. Oof.
It quickly became iconic among A&W fans.
Whoa. That's badass. But I will say that was a really minor injury. It was so superficial, but definitely cool enough to win her like badass imagery.
Nebraska native Maggie Thorne is known for bouncing back from anything, but viewers saw this ninja take a particular wall-up on the diving boards during Season 11's Oklahoma City Finals.
Oh. Oh. Is that person FaceTime?
She brutally face-planted against one of the boards, but was able to get her bearings before falling on the second half of the course.
I felt like I was more worried about her breastbone here, the sternum.
True to form, Thorne accepted injury and defeat with grace, but it was later determined that she had suffered a traumatic brain injury from her tumble. This required extensive physical and speech therapy that cost her an appearance on Season 12.
Wow.
Nonetheless, she returned the following year, fully recovered and eager to inspire more fans with her resilience.
Brain injuries are no joke. You got to be really careful. And if you're having a lot of them add up, that's when you should have a conversation with your doctor as to whether you should continue, because the next one may be long lasting, chronic, maybe even lethal.
Gladiators was an amazing show whereby contenders from the British public
this
would
is
come on
cool.
and face.
I kind of wish they'd bring this back instead of influencer boxing. Not because I don't like influencer boxing. I love it. I just think most influencers suck at boxing. Shots fired.
Just a basic tug of war, but at a height up on platforms.
When the tilt started, you always had to think positive.
You got to keep your balance. Thinking positively ain't going to help if you're off balance.
To get to table back. Oh, she's lost the rope. She's lost her footing.
Oh, that could be a bruised spine.
I was out of action for a good 10 months completely, and then slowly but surely, after rehab, you were able to get back into the gym.
Months and months of lying flat on the back, months of rehab.
See, I think if we were to have one of these injuries happen today, there would be much less than months and months of laying on your back. I think there would be movement, gentle mobility early on, which actually speeds up the healing process.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's catchphrase.
The producers backstage, I was in my dressing room and they came in and they said, Nick, bring the energy up. You gotta make it your show. Do something that everyone's gonna remember.
All producers say that, but like a little guidance would help.
I came on with so much energy that I lost my footing at the top of the stairs.
Oh, I
bounced
saw
all the
the
way down
slip.
and broke my leg in 3 places.
What? I felt like it was ankle, like lower tibia.
Actually, that happened yesterday and I've just come back from hospital.
Do you think they had a sign say, "Aw"?
In best show business tradition, the show must go on. So welcome to Crutch Phrase. I'm Nick Weir and I'm plastered.
That's actually kind of funny. Stairs are the best and worst human invention. So many injuries, so many fatalities, but so much freedom.
Over the last couple of days, I'm noticing that my wisdom teeth are coming in.
Oh, I know what that's like. I had to get all 4 of my impacted wisdom teeth taken out.
This is stinging, horrible pain, and this completely sucks.
Yeah, so it irritates your gums, creates enormous pain from the tooth. If they're impacted and they're putting pressure on one another, you can get infections in there. You could even form something known as a cyst, which can actually become so bad that they need to go in and surgically remove a part of your jaw. And removing impacted and crowded wisdom teeth is even more of a procedure than typically pulling wisdom teeth, because pulling, obviously you pull, but these you have to cut into the gum to actually get them out. Frequently you develop something known as chipmunk cheeks because they get so swollen, either at the acute stage or even in your recovery stage after the procedure.
Victoria, are you okay?
Hey, somebody's got to get in here. Somebody's got to get in here. Get a medic in here.
Check for a
I'm
pulse.
gonna pull you out of the bathroom, okay?
No.
You're gonna hurt your head.
I have a doctor on the way.
I don't have a string.
Keep your eyes open, okay?
It's so hard to know what's going on in that situation. The first thing that needs to happen is, well, we know she has a pulse because she's conscious, but get a really good vitals to make sure that you see that she's not tachycardic or bradycardic, fast or slow heart rate. Get a blood pressure, make sure she's perfusing her organs, and then slowly seeing how she reacts to getting some fluids in her, some sugar, all that stuff.
I am a nurse, but when I do
take care of people that I know. It's way different than seeing a stranger.
That's very true. That's why it's advised to never take care of your family members or loved ones as a medical professional. Oftentimes, that may be very difficult to institute in real life.
Are you having any trouble breathing?
I'm just extremely sweaty everywhere.
That could be a sign of just a vasovagal syncope, or it could be that she's having a fever and she's having an infection from an abscess or something else going on.
In 2012, singer and actor Ellison was in the midst of performing for the beloved Dancing on Ice. However, her impressive flexibility gave Ellison a big problem as she kicked the back of her head.
Oh, with the skate!
Making it really impressive, she finished her dance as though nothing had happened.
That's props. To be able to keep composure, maybe she should go into boxing, because that's kind of how I felt.
But afterwards, she immediately got medical help for the massive cut on her head as her blonde hair turned crimson.
By the way, the scalp bleeds incredibly because there's a ton of little capillaries in there, and we usually put staples in here, not even sutures. I'm not gonna lie, they're kind of fun to put in.
Thankfully, Ellison was fine and continued competing on the show.
See, like superficial injuries, even if they look bad or are very bloody, are usually not so bad. It's when you get rattled that is the problem. Because remember, the brain sits in a soup, and if you rattle the brain, you're hurting it 360 degrees.
Already a national treasure, Collins decided to have a go at Splash. With a show all about diving into a swimming pool, there's bound to be some injuries from getting the angles wrong as the celeb makes contact with the water.
Wait, is she diving?
We weren't expecting Collins's to be quite so
Whoa,
visually
that's very bloody. That's a serious hematoma. That's a bruise. But you know what's interesting that can happen off this? And I bet most people wouldn't expect me to say this. Something known as a fat scar, also known as fat necrosis, because there's a lot of fatty tissue on women's breasts. And if you get physical trauma there, it can cause scarring of the adipose or fat tissue. And as a result, sometimes if you get a scan, you'll see the fat scar, you'll feel the fat scar, and you'd be worried about it. But in reality, it's just the fat scar. The patient we see this quite frequently in is one that was involved in a car accident where the steering wheel or the seat belt actually put some pressure onto the fat, causing the fat necrosis.
All right, Johnny, Grant, you ready?
These shows always freak me out. Looks like a giant sperm in the water.
I've like booted my knee.
Oh no.
And I've just like strained it, I think. I don't know, I feel like I just like hypertension overturned it on one side.
It looks pretty swollen and discolored compared to the other one. Remember, a lot of times you don't know what's normal for the patient, so you have to compare it to the normal side. My journey came to an end due to my dumbass overcorrecting my jump. My MCL copped a serious flogging, meaning we had to pull stumps. What?
Australians.
So it sounds like the MCL got strained? Torn? I don't know Australian slang here. Someone help me in the comments.
Copped a serious flogging.
I mean, it got beat to shit.
It's nothing worse than having a depressed Carol chanting at your party.
No, it's oh my lord. I'm fine. Oh my God. Are you okay?
Honestly, again, I would probably say there's no injury there. I would say no medical attention. It would have been worse had he hit the corner of the table than the breaking of the glass.
How many fingers am I holding up? 4? Close enough. How about me?
Oh!
I hate wrestling. I think they're all on the take. The way they throw themselves around, I'm sure that it is fake. The way they act, you think that they really did. But can they break a neon light by slamming it with their head?
That's touche. Touche, they're so good. Reality television shows may be even more dangerous than game shows. Check it out, click here, and don't forget to visit shipstation.com/Dr. Mike to begin your 60-day free trial. As always, stay happy and healthy.